Hello, how are you?
Steph, how have the past really week been, but then also the past 2 days coming back together as a team and trying to press forward?
I mean, as you can imagine, and Coach talked yesterday. Tune. Anybody who has an organization is very difficult times all the way around. Just the shock of what happened and you know the suddenness of it. So it was a whirlwind. 4 days really. We were stuck in Utah for an extra day and a lot of emotions, a lot of sadness, and then you try to find ways to carry the spirit that Decky had and lived every single day into how you move forward. And that's what we've tried to do the last 2 days, with the whole group together, getting back to, practice and the routine of our season and, knowing we have to get back to work, but trying to do it in a way that, save space for everybody to, take care of themselves and, have the time, and resources needed to move forward. So I think we've all been trying to communicate through it, and it's going to be, a huge loss. It is a huge loss, and it's going to be a void there. You're going to feel it for a long time, but hopefully we can get lost in the game and move forward.
Over the past couple of days, a lot of people have told me that Decky had like this innate ability to deliver news to his players, whether it was criticism, no matter how heavy it was, in a jovial way that was always kind of well received, even if it was like uncomfortable criticism. I guess just over the past 2 years, how have you noticed his relationships with some of his players, especially some of the big men that he's coached on this roster?
Yeah, their stories, the way that they explain, their relationship with Decky, what I've experienced in our conversations, and every time you talk to him, um, you know, it's a presence that is loud, even though it might not be with words. Like it's a smile, it's a hug, it's just a lighthearted nature. And then when it comes to coaching, to have that personality, that energy, and to be able to relate to guys where you can be honest and do everything you just said, like give praise, criticism, direction, like legit coaching. That's the art of a great coach. Whether you're a head coach, I know you had experience over in Serbia and as an assistant here. So even as an offensive-minded guy, we've had plenty of conversations around what he sees from a play call perspective or different schemes that can help us and help me, see the game. And he's very direct, but it's with a lighthearted and kind of passionate point of view. But it's fun, and he understands that this is basketball, and that's what he loves is basketball mind. And I think that that's who he was.
Steph, have you given any thought of what it's going to be like tomorrow when you guys have a nice pregame tribute for him before tip-off?
Yeah, I don't really. All the energy's been more towards staying in the moment and doing kind of what I said of trying to approach these last 2 days with the right mindset to get yourself ready physically, mentally to go play. Saw what they did in Serbia yesterday with the game that took place over there with his two former teams, and just watching that, like I can't imagine what it would have been like to been in the building for that energy and that celebration. And I think that was a good primer for the ways that we want to honor and celebrate him. And the challenge of trying to take your mind there to talk about him, think about him. You'll see images and videos and all that, and hear his name, and that's great. You want to keep his presence alive, but to then turn the page to playing basketball. Like I said, I hope we can just get lost in the game and have fun. doing what we love to do.
How's it been for you personally, towing the line between experiencing this trauma, getting over grieving and mourning, with being a leader and leading everyone out of this eventually?
It's not hard. I think we form a brotherhood with all the guys in the locker room to be able to have those tough conversations, and again bring a positive spirit, if you could, to again celebrating him, what he meant to all of us, and trying to move forward. But really, not much needs to be said. It's just we all understand what's going on, and everybody's trying to comprehend it if you can, as best you can, and get yourself in a place mentally where you can, again, just go out and play basketball. And I think, thankfully, the schedule has helped us where we had those initial days it's been really hard to play, those first 3 days, just being, completely honest. So I think that definitely helped, that, to let things settle as best you can and then be able to move forward.
Steph, obviously a lot's going on right now, but just from a basketball standpoint, how do you kind of view the next couple weeks, and what are you trying to get out of them?
Honestly, I'm only worried about tomorrow. I know it's not the answer you're looking for, but it's really just you don't need any more reminders of what's not promised in the future, and for us to just be able to play a basketball game tomorrow, try to compete, try to win, try to execute the things that for a big picture we know we've struggled with all year, with our defensive execution, getting an identity of how we are going to win games. We have to remind ourselves of that mission as we go forward with the next stretch of the schedule, but really it's just about tomorrow, and can we go get a win and enjoy ourselves, because I think we deserve that.